I don't see any changes in the relations between the Portuguese government and Israel. I think the previous government and the current government are both very clear in their support to Israel's right to defend itself and to find a solution, to call for the release of the hostages and to find a solution in order to get to a ceasefire. From the very small, short experience I have with the Mr. Costa, I expect him to be Mr. Costa and not take any examples, no from Mr. Michel and not from Mrs. von der Leyen.
Who is Mr. Costa for you?
I think he is a decent person that will come to his job and will continue. Again, now you're asking me about his reaction to Israel. He understands the importance of relations with Israel in peacetime and in wartime, and he will continue going. I hope he will continue to go by that line, and that will be the line of the EU, as it should be. On issues like the hostages, which is very understandable, why families will go and demonstrate for that, and also for other reasons. And yes, there are disagreement in the Israeli society how the government should handle this hostages deal. But at the end of the day, as I said before, we're a democratic country. People can demonstrate, but there is also a government that needs to decide and take the decision, and hopefully we'll find the best solution. Israel doesn't want to stay in the Gaza Strip. If anyone thinks that we want to rule the Gaza Strip, completely the opposite.
Gaza Strip is destroyed.
Gaza Strip is not destroyed.
Not destroyed?
It's not destroyed, and you still have 2 million people living there, and
in very harsh conditions, you understand.
And that's why it needs to be rebuilt. That's fine. The Palestinian people will stay there, but we need to work together with the international community to make sure that the Palestinian people in Gaza will have the right government there that will govern there, a government that believes, first of all, in the needs of the Palestinian people and not in violence. There will be a regime change in Gaza.
Do you think bombing is the best way to change a regime?
If I think bombing is the best way, no. I think it's a process. The bombing and it's all a process of step by step. The first step is to take down the military activity of Hamas. And that's what this bombing that you're referring to is doing. To take down, it's not against the Palestinian people, it's not against Gaza, it's against the Hamas terrorists.
Isn't that a concern that there are some challenges in terms of defense of Israel?
Yes, specifically that drone was it's still being investigated by our Air Force. There was some technical failure there that is being checked.
In the dome? Are you talking about...
In the area of protecting Israel from this kind of threats, and it will be checked. First of all, the advisory that the ICJ talked about last Friday, it's not obligated decision, it's advisory. I tell you what's the problem with the ICC and the ICJ, because you said rightly so that those organizations were formed after the Holocaust. But what happened to them in the last 30 years is just so unfortunate, because it made those organizations more political, and the whole idea that was behind them just vanished. And today, you look at those organizations, there is a reason why also the US is not a part of the ICC. There is a reason for that, because it became a political game. I can understand those countries who think that they should support Palestinian state. I can understand
it was
that.
A goal far
yes,
side.
But I can understand now recognizing Palestinian state, it's so wrong, because it's not the right time. Because to do it now, as you say, it was for a long time, but to do it now, not to wait another few months after the war will end, not to do it before the war, but now to do it, it's a price for Hamas.
Is Vice President Kamala Harris different from President Joe Biden?
Of course she will be different. Everybody is different.
From what do you know from the American side?
Everybody is different. She will bring something, she will bring herself, But we've been working with her also for the last, I would say 10 years, even before she became vice president, when she was senator and when she was attorney general in California. I know that at the end of the day, it did brought us the Abraham Accords, the peace agreements between Israel and the United Arab Emirates, and the peace agreement between Israel and Morocco, and with Bahrain. So I'm not sure it wasn't very efficient. I think it was very efficient. Now, his plan is talking also about ending the conflict between Israel and Palestinians. I'm not against ending the conflict. It's my interest to end the conflict with the Palestinians. I want my children to live in a peaceful country.